Hey, how's it going? Ugh. Like right as I hit record, I was like, all right, let's go. Like I just had this like burp waiting in the wings and I was like, well, maybe I can just wait a moment for it to like go, you know? And then it kind of did. And then I feel like there's still more in there. I don't know, it's fucking leave me alone. Anyway, hey, how's it going? Ooh. I'm feeling a little sleepy today. That's not gonna stop me. I have a duty. I have a job to do. I owe it to the people. You know what I mean? Hold on. I was trying to figure out what little game soundtrack I can throw on while this happens, because it's very nice to not have to think about anything as I just, you know, you just let it rip, because it's just another distraction. If I play a song I want to hear, either that song is going on repeat or I have to play a whole like bunch of like music that I'm not touching, so I don't have to pay attention to it. Another Yoko soundtrack? I could. I also have, let's see. Jesus. Star Fox Assault soundtrack, which is better than I think people, not that I think people said it was bad. I just think Star Fox Assault was a bit of a weird game. But the music was good, so I think I'm gonna play some of that. Let's see. What's the one I'm fucking thinking of? It's like, I don't have my headset turned on. Oh, hey, hold on. Haha. That wasn't it. Nope. No. Was it in maybe the... These ones are good. There we go. I found it. Weird. I keep having problems with my Stream Deck. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what's up with that a little bit. Like it like has these moments where it's like just totally unresponsive. Like it won't update. Like it's showing me all of my buttons and things, but it's just not doing anything. And I have to like open the program to make it like respond for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. So today's prompt is basically like the one everyone is using to make data Soriku, and I love that. But what if I didn't do that and I made things more complicated for myself? Today's theme is, let me look at it real quick. It's kind of like, it's like magic and like technology, essentially. It's Ars Arcanum and the Datascape. So it's like magic and logic and mythos and logos and fun stuff like that. And of course, like, yes, I could do cute little data boys. And I might still do that. I'm not sure. That's the opposite. Yeah. It's like magic and technology. Those are the opposite ones. What if I just instead spent like an hour doing the like DS chat room thing and I just scribble in and fill it in just like this? What if I just did this? It's so satisfying to do, is the thing. The ADHD pastime. Yeah, I live in a suburb, so I don't have anybody even remotely close by to actually use PictoChat. Oh, I missed the spot? Oh, I'm sorry. I do remember a story one time of my friend, and he lived in apartments when this happened, that he was fucking around in PictoChat, like, by himself late one night, and somebody entered the chat room, and he was like, who is this? And they're like, well, who is this? And he was like, like, you came in here. I was here doing something. And I don't think he ever found out who the fuck it was, you know, but it was just one of those, like, oh, right, this is like people nearby could enter these little chat rooms or whatever. I remember him telling me the next day, just like, yeah, some stranger came into PictoChat and was, like, talking to me. They didn't do anything weird. It was just, like, you know, just strange. Just, you wouldn't have expected it, I guess. Who is this? You came in here, man. Who are you? Here's another fun fact about me that when drawing, like, I'm like exceedingly light. Like, there's no pressure. I like do not press at all. And like sometimes it was a problem with my older tablet that like I would be too light and it wouldn't, like, I would be like, oh right, I have to touch the pen to the fucking tablet. Oops. And so I went for years and years and years and years without ever replacing the pen nib on my tablet pen because it was fine. Sometimes I switched them out for fun, but like there was like nothing. Fondest memories is being on a school bus for a field trip and doing PictoChat. I remember playing Mario Kart, like DS, with my friend on the school bus. And that's still a fond memory I have of, because we were laughing so hard, we were like we were both like crying basically. And it was just like dumb kid stuff, you know what I mean? Where it was just us racing, and I remember seeing my friend like drive off an edge or something, and then I had laughed, and in my laughing I had driven off the same edge, and then he was laughing, and then we were both laughing at just how it played out. And it was like just before I got off the bus too, so just checking how we're all doing today. We're doing it. We're doing okay. Cable's gonna crack because I pressed so hard, so that's nice. I can't, because it's like, I think it's partly the way I hold my pencil and pen. I hold it like this, okay? And I used to press really hard, and I used to hold it like this, and I would push it, and I would hurt my pinky. And so I just was like, I can't be doing this. So I developed both, like, my pinky just kind of free forms while I you know, it's just out there doing whatever, and also just drawing lighter because I was just hurting myself. My pinky cramping. You can do something about that. You can change those habits. It might take a little bit, but like, you'd be surprised. This wasn't just like, and I was a kid, and you know what, I just decided, like, you can just, like, I was older. I was at least like a teenager, and I was like, I gotta stop doing this. And I just kept like working at it until like I don't even think about it. I'm like, oh yeah. Whee. Makes me consider I should train myself to hold my pen differently. Good luck with that. I'm not saying like, some things are just really fucking hard, and some things just don't have to change, but some things can, and you would be surprised at what you can change. And I remember one of my teachers was like, that's not how you hold a pencil. That's not how you hold a pencil. And she kept trying to like teach me how to do it, and it just didn't stick, like, ever. And it like cramped my hand, and I didn't like doing it, and so eventually she just gave up. And it's like, it's fine. As long as I can write, it's okay. I want to hold my pen close. Oh, do you do that, like, you really get in there fucking thing? Because I always hold things kind of far away. Like, even when it's like, oh, like, especially when it's like, we're learning to hold chopsticks. Hold it like you would a pencil. And I'm like, that doesn't help me. That's not how that works. But even then, like, I hold stuff pretty, like, away. And then, same thing with, like, I hold them, like, way kind of up. Okay. Anyway, today's like a quote-unquote normal stream day. You know, I would normally be streaming today anyway. So I'm not in as much of a rush, even though the other times have been like 3 or 4 hours anyway, even though I was like, oh, we want it to be like a couple. It's fine. I got the stuff done. I had a little time, you know, I got to draw. I had a little warm up. But today I'm in a little less of a rush, I guess. We'll see. It's the same, I have to get closer when I'm drawing and writing. I can't do that. Like, I know I used to when I would draw on like a little, like I'd have like a little notepad, and but it was small, so I had to be like really in there, you know what I mean? But that just hasn't been much of it. Like, even here, it's like, honestly, it will help your art if you zoom the fuck out and can see the whole thing. It's just a good habit to instill. Staying farther away and, like, using more of your arm and your shoulder and, like, big strokes and things. It gives you smoother lines. Which is easier said than done. I mean, changing habit is still, like, hard. You know what I mean? But it's... You may as well, right? Like, you're just gonna keep going anyway. The time will pass regardless. May as well try. Okay, so anyway, my idea today, and I'm not saying I'm sticking with this exactly, but anyway, love remembering curve of screen. Don't we all love it when, we remember the fucking data battles in KH3 and Riku playing them? Combat Boyfriend Simulator. Exactly. That's the one. That's what I kind of had in mind for today. I'm just gonna let this be kind of... Yep. I want that little bow of the screen. The Tron soundtracks would be perfect for today, but yeah. Not worth the risk, really, unfortunately. I'm just not gonna fucking... Right, we gotta get little fucking preliminary sketches. I always go in trying to draw stuff, like, complete from the beginning. And it's causing me problems. I know some people play their Spotify separate from their stream video so the music doesn't get stuck when you upload the VOD. That's not a bad point. That I understand how they would do that. There's a lot you can fucking do. Fucking with sound channels. Okay, hold on. We're getting a forehead and hold on. We want a little more out here. Of course, the VOD has no background music. This is also true, but
that's the end of the queen.
they got him. Stop. Nose. You know, something that I thought was just me having to go through my videos just a little bit to be like, I gotta make a thumbnail really quick or whatever, and I'll just go through to find something that works, right? And, you know, I think it's true for everybody that your face just isn't that exciting when you draw, unless you're, like, doing the thing where you're trying to draw, like, an expression, and you're like, as you're doing it, right? And it's just one of those things that's like, well, I just have to look at myself just being like, for a while. Try to find something that is a little less like me looking into the camera and me looking at anywhere else. So... And that was me earlier. I was making some thumbnails and trying to upload like these art streams so I could at least have like I do one and then the next day it's like, you know, it's up or whatever. So I was trying to do both of those and well, you know. Oh boy. I gotta stop fucking with these goddamn circles, but then it's just sometimes it's just like I can put them in a place, and I can. Shut up. Leave me alone. No, I already did that one. Okay. The artist focus, it's true. I mean, you're looking at like one fucking thing. Again, though, you know, people are kind of the same way when they're concentrating on anything. It's just like, I'm playing a video game and people just, you know, and that's it. It doesn't demand much from your face, so. Except for when I was playing fucking Pikmin last night and like, they got ran over by boulders and I wasn't sure if they were just dead or not. And there was this moment of like, they got hit and we all gasped. And then they died. We were like, no! So that's that part. And I'm always doing the fucking head tilt thing. Like, it's not even like something where I'm like, I need to tilt the canvas, and I'm not. But I just am doing this a lot. Oh my god, let's have the Super Mario Sunshine soundtrack? That'd be crazy. Oh my god, no way. Oh yeah, are you a fellow head tilter? Be tilting the canvas, but you tilt your head instead. Look, I'm not even doing anything that, like, something about it just, like, I get the right angle in my brain for my eyes, and it makes sense. Because I'm not afraid to tilt my fucking canvas. I gotta get the top of his head looking correctly. Please soften up your face just a little bit. I've played quite a bit of Mario Sunshine, like really specifically. I mean, I was a kid with a GameCube, right? But I don't know if this is gonna be my sketch or if this is my warm-up. Fill in. See, this is me doing something I'm like comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, this looks really nice. And I'll go, yeah, because I do this shit all the fucking time. Will this get me in trouble? Nintendo can be pretty particular depending. Your big silly ears. Could circle digitally. It's okay. A lot of my circles are like, until you get warmed up, like they're always gonna be weird. What's that one fucking? There's like a TikTok I think of like, there's like somebody they like hold their like the it's like a chalk to the board, you know, and it's like a perfect circle. Like it's like several people like trying. Or I think that might be a separate video where then people were trying to do that. Anyway, I guess just goes to show how much it's all on the fucking shoulder. Like how they keep the, like, it's like a rip that I have. Whoa. And they keep the, fucking, what am I, cutscenes, holy shit, keeping the cutscene audio in. Ah! No, go back! Decide if my day 2 fits either Ragnarok or Rebirth. It's the fist bump at the end of Eternal Session. I mean, it could just be both. Why not? Yeah, it's your interpretation of the prompt. Because they are both also like wreaking destruction with like an attack. It's just whatever. It's just something to get people drawing, you know? I'm like kind of just redrawing something I've drawn before and like have meant to redraw, but I don't know. We'll see where this sketch kind of takes me. Oh my god, the front of my brain feels so tired. It's annoying. And it's hard to describe. But it really is just like the front of like, it's all up here and in my eyes. Quit making you yawn. I'm sorry. I wish I could stop yawning. Whatever. They feel small. He's telling him some kind of story. That's my idea. Do something with his eyes just a little bit. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna take a nap real quick. Don't worry about me. Just real quick. It'll just be real fast. I promise. Sleep stream. How long can I sleep on stream? Sora's little hair poofs. And his little, and when his KH1 hair, it's much more like here than just going off to the side. Spikes, poofs, things sticking off his head. That's so insane. You're so right. You ever just fall to your knees crying at your bro's feet while you hold his hand and have like this indescribable like lump of emotion in your throat? And like, you know, you can't even begin to describe it. This feeling welling up inside of you, you know? Bashful for some reason. God, that scene I remember way before I realized I was gay, feeling some way about that scene. You weren't the only person, which isn't to say that because I wasn't like there, but it's funny how much, whoa. It's funny how much like people were either making the joke because it was really very palpable, but also like so many people be talking about, boy, I played KH2 and then like something about it really made me think a thonk for just a bit and go, am I gay? Oh, thanks for putting that in the soundtrack. I do appreciate it. Why are we playing in just this? There it is. Because I've been playing the games in release order, but Roxas and my lack of drive form upgrades are blocking my way. If it helps, grinding out getting like your drive forms, like it takes like, if you just look up a little guide and sit down, it will take you like 15 minutes. Like I'm dead ass. Like it does not take that long. You just have to go and just do it a little bit, and then you're good. You don't even have to like fully upgrade. Honestly lucky early KH fandom was nonstop crack gay shipping humor. I mean, I was around it. That's the thing. I was still around. I just wasn't, like, I never got to play. I didn't have a PS2, but a lot of my friends were into Kingdom Hearts, and it was something that was like, you couldn't escape it. It didn't matter what you were into on DeviantArt, you were seeing it, right? It was everywhere. So I definitely saw how much it was exactly that. Alright, now how am I gonna do these bangs on your... I always, like, get caught up on, like, the far side of the face when it comes to drawing the hair on it for some reason. Giving myself some fucking trouble. Trouble? Is that what I said? I don't know. If anything, this is just cute. Because I was like, maybe it's like, you know, it's gonna be like a Data Riku or something, and like it still could be, but like, I don't know. I'm just having a nice time drawing a little whatever. I didn't mind the crack shipping. It'd be kind of fun sometimes. The character bashing, on the other hand. Ugh. Yeah, I think some things have just like changed a little bit over the years, where people's aggression just kind of goes somewhere else. I feel like maybe if I got into Kingdom Hearts around 2015, I would have realized things about myself sooner. Here's the thing. I know for a fact, if I had gotten into Kingdom Hearts when I was like younger, right? I probably would have had the biggest crush on Sora, and I wouldn't have liked Kairi very much because of it. Like, I can feel it, the truth in my bones. Just one of those things that you just have to fucking, you know, acknowledge and know. Also, Reflect is your friend in terms of just KH2, Reflect is your friend. Sorry, your cute little forehead, but like... I think I would have had a massive crush on Riku. See, I feel like had I been exposed to Kingdom Hearts more like I got to spend my time with it kind of a thing, and not just very like hands off, like, you know, through other people. Like if I had actually played Kingdom Hearts when I was younger, I probably would have figured some things out. Or it's something where it's just like, especially because I know that I'd be like, I really like Sora, and like I wouldn't have liked Kairi because there's like that threat there. I'm not sure if I would have gone as far as like character bashing on the internet, but like I probably wouldn't have liked her at the time. I know I didn't care either which way because I didn't really know anything. I was just like, oh, she's the girl, I guess they're gonna whatever, like that whole thing, right? I'm pretty, you know, and like I didn't really have any feelings about it, but if I were in it, it would have been different. I remember being interested in Riku, But like, again, I just didn't get to spend any time with it, so I didn't really, you know. But I feel like, you know, you leave somebody in the room with just everything that is, especially in KH2, with like Sora and Riku, it's kind of hard not to like think about it. Like Kairi would have been, I wouldn't have liked having her around, but then I would have been excited about Riku being around, right? And then it's kind of like a, well, you know, like if one of them was a girl or whatever, like, see, they would be like a perfect like pairing and stuff, you know, kind of idea. I'm like plotting out this like AU version of myself. I had a crush on Riku. I remember going through fanfic and going, where's all the Riku XOC fic frowny face? Now I know why. If that's the main guy and the main girl, so I guess they're a couple? Yeah, that was the, that's all I had. I used to hate Riku. That part in Dusty Islands where he's intentionally designed to be hard to beat, especially as a kid, was such a good setup for his character though. Made me immediately identify with Sora. I just wasn't that kind of, like, that just never bothered me much as a kid. I was never like, ugh, they're so mean, I hate them. You know, there was enough of like a disconnect for me that I was just like, oh, you know, they're supposed to be like, you know, the rival or the villain or the whatever, you know. Though I do agree, I think they did a good job setting up with like, you know, they kind of make him like difficult to beat and he's kind of insufferable. You know, he's just like really fucking goading you the whole time. And it's a good way to be like, ah, I understand what he's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? I'm in Kingdom Hearts at 8 years old, but I was so absorbed in the friendships I didn't realize people were shipping. So it was Kairi and Sora. I was like, I don't see it, I don't see it. Like, I remember when I first was seeing Kingdom Hearts stuff, and I was seeing, like, you know, I got shown the ending of the game first, I guess. But seeing, like, the intro, and I remember, like, being like, oh, okay, like, I'm picking up on the symbolism pretty easily here, okay, and then, like, this guy's gonna, like, have his, like, fall or whatever.
You can't miss the best pal.
Can't miss the best pal. And, like, I still have that memory of, like, seeing it for the first time and being like, oh, they're, like, setting up story stuff with, like, this guy's gonna do, you know, maybe not so good. And, like, I know he fucking, I think he ends up behind a door. I don't fucking know. I went from the Soriku hate defender to the Soriku endgame actually truther. Like they would have claimed Riku. I know exactly what you mean. Everybody like had like their person, you know what I mean? Or their character. I haven't like done any fucking, I'm not moving forward on this at all, but Partner and I are debating if Sora would be shy about PDA once he and Riku are together. I don't think that is, this is something I've thought about, but like, I don't think it's as simple as like, he just would or wouldn't. I think it's situational, with him particularly, because out of the two, he's definitely the one who's probably going to be more comfortable doing that. Because he has a lot less baggage about being perceived as like wrong in that sense, where I think Riku's kind of, he's got, you know, he's like, well, I'm a broken person, but that's, you know, I just get to deal with that by myself. So there's a little less of a hang up. And I feel like it's less about like, at least in Riku's case, about like how other, because I don't think he cares so much about how other people see him. He just kind of the only person he really gives a shit about and their opinion is like Sora and like Mickey, and you know, he cares enough to be kinder to people, but that never really stopped him before, you know what I mean? Where like Sora can be a little more like, he doesn't have the baggage, but like he cares about what other people think a little more in a different way. I think that it's like, if it's around people he doesn't know, he probably doesn't really care. But if like, God forbid Donald C, you know, because he just doesn't want like people to call attention to it. Like, I feel like if like, it would be something that like he would be like definitely one like yeah, he would probably hate that. Because he's not a particularly like I know people peg him to be this very like touchy-feely kind of person, but he really only is with like a very select few people, and it's like Riku and then Donald and Goofy, and they're different, you know, but it's like it's like the only people he's like really comfortable like fucking like hanging his whole body on. You know, he's like, they're the only people, even Tron, who was so sweet and like their friend, giving him like a hug goodbye, and Sora like did not hug him back. He was very like, whoa, you know, and it wasn't even like there was any bad feeling about it so much as he's just like, oh I don't really you know. Donald is a hater though. I think primarily Sora just doesn't like to be teased. You know what I mean? Honestly, but speaking of Riku as the antagonist, but my whole opinion of KH just warped because I started with Days in the game, did the whole setup for Riku because you play as Roxas. Riku's just trying to bring Sora back by any means necessary, so my surprise that the whole series is about Sora and Riku was wild to me at 9 years old. Definitely contributed to me crying my eyes out at the end of Days. I realized they were all dead at the time. Sorry, surprise! You came in at like it's, I don't want to use the phrase like side story, but it's so like, and let's take a moment to look at another important character in the story, but like, you know, we are stepping kind of aside to go look at this character's story, you know, and coming in and being like, what's the whole series about, and choosing like one of the ones that is like not about what's going on in the rest of the fucking series. What do you mean it's about Sora and Riku? What the fuck is going on? Ba 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 ba. Soriku pipeline ships Soriku as a joke in KH1. Go to Riku. Fucking what? I was trying to worm your way into my heart. Me completely sold. That's pretty funny. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so brain dead today. monkey sound. I also saw 358 before too. As it happens, you know? This made my experience as Roxas authentic because I had no idea whose memories he kept getting flashbacks to. Yeah, that's fair. That is definitely like, you're like, what the fuck is going on? That's funny though. Oh, how different it could be. I must have been using a different brush for this part because they look fucking wild. Oh, it's the end. It's the end of Mario Sunshine playing right now. And then he's like, Junior! Peach isn't your real... And like, I know. Peach isn't my mama. I don't know when the fuck it kicks in, but it happens. Flood! No! Flood! Be okay!
Mario, was
Flood! The Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing Device, developed by EGAD.
Mario, look.
Look. They're saving him! Did a really good job of selling the game to me. She won so much. To me, she was one of the main characters. Oh, here we go.
Junior, I've got something
Junior.
difficult to tell you about Princess Peach.
I know, she's not really my mama.
See, I told you.
Someday, when I'm bigger, I wanna fight that Mario again.
That's my boy. Well put, son. The Royal Koopa line is as strong as ever. But for now, let's just rest a while.
There you go. It's the end of Super Mario Sunshine. Yahoo! Nice. Let's see. I understand why people hated Xian so much. Yeah, she was one of the main characters. It's like you are all wrong. Talked about my journey for Xian before, but man, she really did not deserve what she got from the fandom circa 09. I mean, like, it took me a while to come around more on Xian. Not that I, like, just hated her. It was something that just felt like... It just really felt like really needless, I suppose. I mean, it's different now, but it was something that was so very, like, couldn't make this shit up. Fucking, Organization 13's secret 14th member. Which, like, I know, you know, they never really technically considered her a member because they didn't really consider her a person, even though they're technically not people, but, you know, they treated Xion like an object, and so it was, like, technically never a member, which would change it to 14, right? But, like, it was something that, like, again, she's so loved now because time has passed, and this is always what happens. People have a different idea of what the series is, the more there is added to it, and so when people played KH1, I mean, maybe played Chain of Memories, you know, who knows how that one went. They played KH2, and you get all of these kind of, like, you know, the game is giving you these ideas of, like, what is happening, and so you really, like, get, like, people will just build their own little world around it, which is not to say they made everything up. It was just, like, obviously there was not going to be virtually any suggestion of, like, this girl who was added later anyway, with the idea that, like, she is completely forgotten about by the end. to work within the confines of they didn't do anything for it in KH2, right? But it was something that was so like, all right, we're gonna learn about Organization 13. I can't wait to learn more about Roxas and Axel. And then the game has to kind of pump the brakes and divide its time with this new character that they have to establish and then kill off by the end of the same game. And it puts the game in a weird spot, having one, I don't think the movie does it any favors, but also, having played it, it does help. What was I gonna say? Hold on. Oh, it's something where it's like, it's a game that's truly like Shion's story, but like we're still playing Roxas, and they kind of babyfy him a little bit. For as much as they talk about how there are so many like, oh yeah, of course, Roxas, you know, of course it would be you. Oh, he was so strong, like, you know. And then you play the game, and he's kind of like, what's going on here? This is, what? You know, and that's like the whole time with him. And it's so just like unserious. It's pretty funny. But like for the most part, people like went in with certain expectations built up because they had played the games before, and people don't realize they're still doing that to this day. You had all of these expectations going into Kingdom Hearts 3, and I guarantee you, in even another 5 years, people are gonna go like, this game is not that bad. What was everybody so fucking upset about? Like, no, Shion's good, actually, despite the fact that universally, people did not really like her. Mostly because she felt like she was really tacked on. And like, yes, of course, like, misogyny abound, that is definitely a part of it, but it's something that's like, you know, even like young baby queers being like, get out of here, what are you doing here? You're wasting my time. I want to know about this stuff. Where did you come from? But like, it's something where it's just like, if you just let it be itself, I think it has some other problems that were not of obviously anything anybody was going to complain about at the time. But it definitely did not have, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. And like, Shion's a good character. Sorry, let me look. Watching this one streamer go through Cage for the first time, and he's going through days like, damn, Roxas and Shion is like what Sora and Kairi would be if it was good. Pretty sure it was mostly because she was a girl. Yeah, no, definitely, that was a very large aspect of it. But it was like, she was a girl, and also, she was the 14th member of Organization 13, and so a lot of people would call her like a Mary Sue, and like, you know, shit like this, where it was just like, both by the circumstances of how she came in and the fact that she is a girl was like the unfortunately perfect recipe of people were going to hate her even though she didn't do anything wrong. There's a whole game series, but it's on the console, so I couldn't even play it. I understand people can accept Riku Replica, who had similar origins and longevity at the time, versus Shion, who is suddenly unacceptable. I think it was slightly different in that for, I mean, one, obviously Riku Replica isn't a girl, but two, it was something that was like, okay, there we go. It was something that was like, you know, it wasn't like a retroactive add-in for people to have expectations. Going into Chain of Memories, people didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, right? If they even played it. So that was something that was like, oh, you know, it's a new development that people can still get upset about if they want, but it wasn't really the same, obviously. But I think it was something that, like, people had expectations going into 358. We had an already established character. We were going to look into what happened when he was in the organization, and then it wasn't really anything like people like wanted it to be, which, you know, it doesn't help. And I'm not saying that's the game's fault. That's just point being, people hold expectations and let it ruin an experience for them. Because it's not exactly how they wanted it, and it's important, and I've said this like so many times before, but I'll say it every single time in case it's new for somebody, that it's a really important skill to be able to both recognize when that is happening and to let it the fuck go. Just to let yourself, and just let it be what it's trying to be and judge it on that, versus, you know, this pre-built, like, everything you got going on in your brain. Which isn't to say you can't have criticisms. I'm just saying it's probably not going to be as bad as your first take through of the game. Gotta give things the wiggle room. You know what I mean? Even though Sora lost all of his memories of Shaded Memories, just like memories of Sheehan, Sora lost, the players didn't have expectations going in. Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest, like, that's the biggest, like, point, is that, like, going into Chain of Memories, it was, like, it just was what it was. We were going into it fresh, you know, we didn't know what to expect, and then this, like, 358 was like, we had already had Cage 2, we had so much room to run around in the brain space, thinking, ooh, what could happen, what is it, you know, and we also, eventually, we got, like, Rechain of Memories, and, you know, we get to see more of the organization, and people are going fucking insane over Organization 13. And then we finally get 358, and then it was like, who the fuck is this? What do you mean the 14th member of Organization 13? And of course, there was a lot.
The water's great! Hey,
The waters are great! And of course, there was a lot of, like, as much as it's something that I feel like people chalk up to being way more these days than it ever really was, but you are gonna have a lot of young baby queers looking at this and going like, Shion gets in the way of, quote, my ship, which is mostly because people were like 13. They were like young children. So like, you gotta let them go through the motions of figuring shit out, okay? Okay, I promise they'll get to the other side, but, like, this does happen. It's just not that much, and often they are, like, young teens making this conclusion. But there was quite a bit of that there, because, like, Akuroku was so huge at the time. Regardless of how you feel about it these days, it was one of, like, the biggest, most inescapable ships that were out there. It was a fucking gigantic, and then people went in being like, yes, the game where we get to find out, like, what was going on between them, and they were, like, good friends and yada yada, and then it's like, oh, a girl is here now, why is she here, why are we wasting time with this? And it's like, yeah, that definitely did paint some people's experiences, because, like, I knew somebody who was, like, frustrated with it, and then they grew up, and they came back to it, and then they went, oh no, Shion's good, actually. I was just like young and stupid. Like, it's that simple most of the time. It wasn't until I was considerably into the fandom that I learned Days came out after Cage 2. Yeah, surprise. Legit, that's kind of why we get closer to the game release, and I'm probably gonna just go quiet on speculation for it, because I need to basically cleanse my brain of expectations so I can let the game be whatever it is. Yeah, that's why, like, I don't particularly... Oh, hold on. Shion has some of the most canonical queer vibes of any character who's, like, actually, like, very much created by, like, a queer person. By which I mean, like, Tomoko. So, like, there's definitely stuff in there, you know what I mean? So it's just, like, it's something where it's just, like, you're young and your head has been full of a bunch of stupid ideas and you have all of this internalized misogyny because you're, like, young and it's, like, 2009 or 8, I don't remember when it came out. Somewhere in there, right? You know, it was like, dude, we're all just stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. But, like, that's just not the case anymore. Like, people just really like Shion, but at the time, like, most of the time, it's like people play a game and it's just reactionary. It's always just a reactionary, like, gut, like, instinctive, like, I don't like this thing, I think it's stupid, and then they never come back to it. And they hold these opinions for a long while until they don't even remember why they had that opinion in the first place, which is why I'm like, people are going to soften up on KH3, like, pretty significantly, because the game itself is totally fine and good, even. Like, it has flaws, but not most of the flaws people are pointing out, because it's usually just their own personal gripes with the whole thing. So, you know, I need to put some sound on. Hold on a second. Arcanum soundtrack. That's fine. I'll just gotta play some. There's my pen. Okay, what did I have here? Let's see what I can do with this. Stop. I spent all that time doing that, and then... Let's see if I can just get the idea out, at the very least. Tada is also a queer artist writing queer-coded music for Kingdom Hearts. It's true. And you know, who's to say that people on the team aren't queer too, but we just don't know because that's their own private life. And it can be. Oh, I don't want to do this to myself. I have an idea in my brain, but I don't actually want to draw like a profile. I'm getting really warm. Uh-oh. I am getting so warm, in fact. Sometimes it just catches up to you. Oh my god, and I'm so tired. Why? I took my meds and everything. Yeah, we didn't know, you know, Utada's, like, queerness until a couple years ago. It's also true. Or it's something that, like, they had alluded to in other things. Or even just online. At least in some kind of admittance of, like, oh, who says I'm just straight? Who, you know, like... I didn't take my caffeine gum because I usually try not to double up on that kind of a thing. Because then it's just like, what? I get, like, jittery for, you know, why? For what purpose? Yeah, what makes you think I'm straight? Smiley face, P, like little beep. Really, I'm so glad, like, completely tangential to Kingdom Hearts that these people feel safe and comfortable enough to come out at all. Wasn't that long ago, it was basically anathema for public figures to do that. What's anathema? Unless it's just a typo. But it was just like, you know, doing that would be like, oh, a career killer. Like, like, unless you were like a very, very huge name who was like far too established for this kind of a thing. Like, I can think of, like, you know, Elton John and stuff like that. Obviously, there were like publicly out figures and things who would still be successful, right? But, like, for the most part, it was just like, yeah, you want to have a career still? You aren't gonna say anything. dun, 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 dun. Anathema is basically like unheard of. Yeah. Oh, you learn something new every day. This is the second word I've learned today. Yep. Come on, come on. No, Control C, please. I feel like Ryugu's head is too big. Just slightly. Just ever so slightly. The planets aligned ever so nicely. Eee. Whatever. Oh my God. Hey, hi. Your bones hurt? I'm so sorry. I don't know. Let's see if I can do it. I don't even have to go. What am I worrying about? I don't have to like finish it. It can just be whatever. I just happened to draw like full fucking pictures. Scene for day 4, and I'm trying to figure out if I should try Riku, Ansem, or blindfolded Riku. I think blindfolded Riku is just a look that went away too soon. You know? No. Okay, I should be putting a hand somewhere out here. Right, and then... And what if you're holding the fucking book? Huh? What if you're holding the fucking book? Huh? What about that? At least you have Riku sports to do. Yeah, exactly. There you go. You get it. We don't know Nomura's personal stance on queerness. I feel like the content and vibes of the games themselves have to be worth something at least. I mean, yeah, we don't know his personal stance, but like, I would be lying if I said that the guy himself did not set off the gaydar in some capacity. Like, I don't know, the queer-dar. Like, it's just something that it's just like, I doubt, if anything, he has issues with it, because there have been other examples of this kind of thing brought up that he was shockingly, like, very chill about, even for, like, the time. But also, the dude's into fashion, and, like, I'm not even making a joke out of that. It's really hard to be involved, or even participating in the world of fashion in some capacity without being aware of queer people. Just, like, genuinely, like, that's not something you get to, like, escape, keeping up on, like, fashion. I forgot that I had the canvas flipped. Not that it really matters, but... The Akaruku interview. Yeah, that's, yeah, a very primary... Like, I know we looked up the time that happened, but I can't remember the actual year, other than it was still very, like, pretty early on. But it still was just like, oh yeah, bringing it up directly to him, and the idea that it's like, oh... People think that, like, you know, it's supposed to be there, but, like, something prevented you guys from doing it, or, like, Disney or something, and he was like, oh, actually, no, like, but I'm, that wasn't exactly intended or anything, but, like, that's cool, you know, I'm happy that you guys get to do that. Oh, this day's like agony, I don't know why. Kill me! No! What is this? Okay, come on, move on. Oh, this is not bad. Okay, I have to think. I have to, hold on. I have to go into the Mind Palace and I have to think for a second. Okay. The book's at a totally different angle. I don't fucking care anymore. Holy shit. I'm so tired today. Why? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. I got like ideas going in. And then immediately chose like something that would have been a little needlessly complex. And then I decided I don't want to do that anymore. And my sort of warm-up doodle has turned into more than that. Which is also fine, because I could just use this, but it feels like kind of anticlimactic on the whole. More is clear the writing of Sora, just 1000% so clearly just someone dealing with heteronormativity and the expectations of those around him. Yeah, basically. That's the whole of it, for sure. That I think that's like the largest part that people struggle with in comprehending like the validity of like something like this like happening, or like, you know, totally coming to fruition as we're seeing it. Because a lot of people are willing to go like, yeah, I don't know, I guess Riku can be gay or whatever. No real explanation for him, but like obviously Sora and Kairi, even though like it's so frustrating because it's just kind of written bad, you know, or it's just the best ever, but like when are they gonna kiss already, you know? And it's like difficult for people to wrap their minds around, especially when they haven't experienced it for themselves, or maybe they are and they're still going through it. Stop. No, that's fine. But it's something where it's just like, well, obviously the game gave me the, like, some basic stuff to go off of, even if I don't think it's a lot, and I've experienced many other better written romances since then. But, like, this is just what it is, you know, instead of it being purposefully, like, something else. But yeah, there you go. Everybody came back from the ads, and I'm like, and there we have it. My whole thesis. Naruto really ruined people's expectations that something could just be queer. Also, Naruto's queer. I mean, yeah, I think that's something where it's just like, I think it's too insurmountable to otherwise, but like for a lot of people, they're gonna be like, well, he got with Hinata, so it's fine. You know, like obviously you're wrong then. And it's just like, yeah, bi people don't exist. Oh my God. But like, you know, just try. Okay, do you mind explaining to me all of the everything else that happened? Do you want to try without looking like a total buffoon? Of course, the guy and the girl are getting together. It's just not about romance. Meanwhile, Sora gets to watch all of these Disney couples get together and kiss, yet he still doesn't understand love. See, like, there are so many things that have made me go, oh, I think what's happening is actually happening. But one of those that was just like, oh, I mean, I just don't think that there's any room to swerve at this point, even if you wanted to. Because there's literally, like, I don't know why you would bring up him questioning what love is. Afterwards, like after the fact that you had you could have had your moment with like Kairi, and now they're bringing this into the light. That Sora's like thinking about this like a lot, and he doesn't get it. He vocalized it in game, and then they're like continuing to explore this character beat with him in supplementary materials. I just don't foresee any situation where you have your main character like questioning like what like romantic love is supposed to feel like, with every literal Disney movie couple under the sun physically brought before him to reflect on this. And like, you know, you think that after a while he would be like, oh, okay, I get it, right? I'm straight, I got it. Like, I just don't think so. I just don't, like, that just doesn't make any goddamn fucking sense. It's just like, you know, a little more reasonable to assume that this is a point being brought forth with purpose to explore, hey, you know, there are all these expectations set upon him by society in general, and as well as, like, just a story, like a narrative expectation, like the hero gets the girl, like, kind of format, and it's not clicking for him, you know? Soriku, Tetsuya Nomura is a mad genius and the most clever writer of our generation. Sokai. Yeah, girl, I guess. When the choice is amazingly subtle, slow burn romance arc versus story that makes basically no sense beyond a vapidly surface level, I don't know, man. I guess some people are cynical as fuck, but sometimes things are just well made, actually. Like, and I understand if people are like, look, and I'm just not gonna believe it until I see it, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, we be living in a time where, like, that's just totally, like, I don't fucking blame you. We have not gotten to a point where we could just go, oh, this major fucking media is just gonna have gay people in it, and not in a really cheap way. Or like a cop-out or whatever. Like, I understand just being like, I'm just gonna fucking keep that here, tucked away in the back pocket, pleasantly surprised if it does happen kind of a thing. Also, yes, I am in the same boat of the, even if Soriku does not happen, Sokai is definitely not happening. Like, I just don't fucking think that's ever going to be a thing when they've missed the boat this many times. I'm sorry, you had your chance at the end of KH1, you had your chance anytime during Chain of Memories, you had your chance plenty of times during KH2, especially at the end of KH2. Holy shit. You know, you didn't have much of a... Stop. No. Okay. No. No. Why are you jumping between the same fucking... Play Honeybee Kingdom. What's wrong with you? Anyway. You know, you had your chance then, but, like, all that happened was, like, more and more games kept having her less and less, and then they're like, let's make KH1, and she's, like, not in it, even though it's, like, the one time she should absolutely definitely be there, and it's weird that she's not. And instead we're just making it, like, Soriku adventure, like, AU what if, you know, scenario. And then you had all of KH3, in which you had so many chances to establish anything or have Sora thinking about her, and not just in passing when prompted by some outside thing, and not even, like you can't have that. It's just, like, he only ever thinks of her in regards to things that have happened. You know what I mean? Where it was just like, oh, yeah, that time when I remember when I lost Sora and Kairi. Or like, oh, relevance, we're talking about saving people in Naminé, and Naminé's still inside Kairi, and like, it's nothing to do with Kairi, really, it's just that that's a fact. That's a fact. Like, there's no anything, he's never doing this of his own accord, it's so just like, wow, okay. And then you get, you know, every chance to be excited or wanting to share something, and like, if people wanted to rationalize it, well, she didn't have a phone. Who says she doesn't have a phone? We don't know that. Like, everybody had a fucking phone. They could have just said she had one without showing it to us, and then it would have been like, cool. And you just take it and you run. That's fine. But instead it was always like, he's excited to talk to Riku, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, you had every chance here. You literally had your follow-up on the Paupu cave drawing after all of these years. That you could have had anything happen with KH1, even in saying goodbye or him admitting his feelings or something, you know, if they were there, kind of a thing. Kairi's letters, perfect example. That's a great example. Could have had anything, even if it was something that would be interesting if she didn't send it, but she was like admitting her feelings in it or something. Like, I think that, like, there no bones about it, she definitely has feelings for him. I'm never arguing that she doesn't. She very obviously does. But Sora not so much, and he doesn't know what's going on. But you have your Paupu scene, and they played it like that. And then, like, you know, like, yes, he goes and saves her, and it's kind of about so much not her. They get their little time together, and then it's like, anytime during Remind, oh my god. Anytime you could have pulled that trigger, and they never do. They just put that shit on the ground, and they walk away, and it never happens. And I'm just like, dude, you had, like, they had all of these chances, and they very obviously deliberately chose not to do this. Why do you think that is, you know? Showed us everyone's comments on Kingstagram. She has a phone. Kairi didn't have a phone, Sora could still talk about Kairi, exactly. I'm talking about how gay Riku and Sora are. How mishandled Kairi was, they just joined. Kind of both. Just in the, like, I think there's plenty here that just points to, I think there's clear intent behind the direction with Sora and Riku, right? And then, like, with Kairi especially, like, even if they couldn't actually, like, go the whole 9 yards of, like, having them kiss on screen and saying, I love you, romantically kiss me on the mouth or something, you know, and being like, we are together now as a romantic couple, and they look right into the camera. Like, maybe they can't do that, right? If that were to get in the way or something. But, like, they're not gonna, at this point, they're not gonna go and be like, okay, and at the end of the series, yeah, and then Sora Kairi, they're together, you know, and it's just like, I feel pretty safe in that assumption. Like, I feel like if they were gonna do that, they would have done it already, so. They complain about Kairi being underdeveloped, which she is, only to backtrack and say Sokai is developed. Yeah, exactly. Like, Kairi, oh, so not... Yes, sorry, Kairi, Zora isn't in your heart. Like, they even say, like, there's nothing for you to find here. And you're like, Jesus Christ, dude. And then they go all this way, and they're like, anyway, you have to stay behind. And it's just like, it's... Nomura's out here, right? He could do anything. There are no rules. You could just have him... he could make up any reason for her to go. And instead he kind of made a poor reason for her to stay behind. So, it's just silly. I mean, Sora still has trauma over Riku's KH1 stuff, but they still contrast between KH2 Kairi's reunion. Even counting the reunion before the real deal versus Riku is still vastly different. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Like, there's a lot of baggage and stuff that, like, they need to go through still. And that it will be, tasty, good, and very, very delicious. Yum yum. Give that to me. They have to go through some stuff. And I'm not even saying that, like, they have to go through it so it can be healthy. I don't give... No, that's not... They just have shit they need to talk about that they haven't talked about. And it obviously still... Hi, baby! It still bothers, like, Sora, you know? And there's a lot of why these things happened. Hi, Angel, come here. Oh. My angel, don't leave. Don't leave. Okay, fine. Anyway. They have stuff that they gotta talk about that they're obviously going to because, like, it's totally unaddressed in the story. And, like, we've seen Sora, like, thinking about this. And, like, Sora's, like, willingness to look past it is simply another sign. Because it is not to be mistaken with understanding, because he doesn't. But he is willing to look past it because he so badly wants to be near and with Riku. Like, so bad that he's willing to, like, he's pretty much always going to be giving Riku the benefit of the doubt. Because he truly is the #1 Riku apologist. Even when he was, like, being presented with Riku in fucking San Francisco, he was like, you know, well, he wouldn't do this without a good reason. And so it was just like, he was, like, fully willing to believe that if it was him, somehow, there would be something behind it as to why. Would I like if Kairi showed up in 4? Yes. Do I think she's going to do anything important? Maybe, but it won't involve Riku and Sora. If Riku, who is the journal and recoded, it's Riku who is his first friend. It's Riku who turned into Ansem to save Sora. It's Riku who fought with Sora at the end of KH2. It's Riku who's his dream eater. It's Riku who did the sacrifice. It's Riku who is the light. It's Riku over and over and over again. It's almost like we like went into Sora's like heart, and then like the symbolism of, hey, it's Riku. Like, it's Riku from the KH1 intro. He's here. Oh, he's a light? What could that mean? It's almost like... And I should see if I can find the old message that I had said. And this is like in... Oh, this is like sometime after... Just after like KH3 had come out. And I was telling my friend. And I was just like, look... This is my reading of the situation. Especially because of like, now that I'm seeing the whole game and everything. Is that it's just like... That, like, Riku definitely 100% has feelings, right? And Sora does, but, like, he just doesn't know. He just doesn't understand. Like, there's underlying feelings, and he doesn't understand, like, what they are yet. And that, moving forward, we'll probably get to actually dive into that kind of a thing. And, it's still true. It's still true. Tired of that. I want... chill music. I'm going back to Katamari. But like the first one. It's because Ryu's so bad. What was going on about how Kingdom Hearts revolves around Sora and Kairi? I'm just like, what? I don't know. I know. The disconnect people have. They're really, like, willing to be like, and then Kairi, but, like, only as, like a symbolically, you know, because of her connection to Sora. She doesn't have to do anything. She just has to be connected with Sora at all. Anyway, not my fault when none of that happens.
Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky. I hear you calling me. I wanna word you up into my life. Let's love up to
He boy, she girl. Can I make it any more obvious? For a lot of people, that's literally all it is. And they just haven't been put in a position to, like, challenge that, like, assumption. That's not entirely their fault. Which isn't to excuse people who are just being homophobic. Like, they, you know, obviously need to be fucking figuring shit out, but, like, or they know, at least, unfortunately. But there are a lot of people who are just like, I mean, I don't get it, I don't see it, because they're just, you know, I have preconceived notions of what this story is to be, which means Riku is the rival, and he's basically like a brother to him, and you know, like, I don't know why they're still just focusing on him, but, like, whatever, you know, that's just kind of what it is. A single star in the sky. Well, thank you for the follow. After all this time, huh? I'm kidding. Good chunk of games involving Riku or Sora in some way. As the other mentioned, Korra has motivation. KH4 is going to unpack Sora's darkness. Riku's the one who's dealt with the darkness. Kairi is all light. You lost your old account, I'm so sorry. Whenever someone is a rival to another character, I raise my eyebrows really high. I drew most of this so fast, and then, like, oh my god, all of the steam disappeared from my body. if I just like, and then here, and then
I wanna word you up into my life. Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky. I hear you calling me. I wanna word you up into my life. Let's lap up to make a
if I just like draw a hand. That's crazy, right? Who would do that? To you. To you. Da, da, da.
Yes to you.
It's pretty too because Cage loves to play with red herrings and plot twists. Yeah. So-called canon pairing being a red herring, or just, you know, the necessary setup for reflection on our expectations of a story. Like a balloon. Hog-tied. Pork bun. I'll take being a pork bun. Also, with some people saying they want Riku to go back to being his emo self back in days. Yeah, I mean, hold on. I'm not in agreement with necessarily them wanting him to be depressed. I think they're missing out on the potential of just how depressed he can be in the future, depending on how things go. But I do miss a little bit of the, I miss Brat Riku. When he's too tame, I miss him having, like, it's in, like, when he's fighting, you can hear, like, the bit of the smarm and, like, but I guess just give him more fucking screen time and, like, I think it'll show up just fine. What do you want, sir? Scratching back here. Hi. You're cute. Can I help you? You need something? You just want attention? Ugh. Oof. Ugh. He wants to be held, but it's different if I sit down. He won't want me to sit down, but he does want me to stand and hold him. Ooh, ooh. Can I sit down, bud? Can I sit down? Is that okay? I know it's not the same. No, see, he doesn't like that. He'll have me hold him for so long. But if I sit down while I'm holding him, It's not what he wants. He wants me to fucking bounce him around like a baby boy. The clip going around, being like, be more careful, yeah. Or just when, like, you know, Sora shows up to the fight and he's just like, it's about time, you know, he's like, sorry. He's not happy, he's just processed a lot more and has inner peace. I feel like it still sucks to be him. Well, I mean, his own admitted he's got, you know, this pain and misery and stuff. No thanks, got my own. Like, still in there, you know, he's just a lot better. Surface level appeal of that moody pretty boy with nothing left to lose. Who came out of that in such a satisfying way. It's like, I'm a big boy, and then he asks for uppies. Yeah, baby cat truly is a baby. He's just a big, stupid baby. He's really particular. He needs everything just the right way. He needs to be held every day like a little baby boy, and I have to, you know, bounce him around and try to do my shit while I'm still holding him. That's why he's called Baby Cat. No other reason. Not that he has, like, eyes that are so fucking big, I don't know where his brain goes or anything, but... Yearning is so painful, I feel for him. Average gay friendship experience. It's true. The I'm happy if he's happy, I don't need anything out of this. Said, going like... What is going on here? If we see Riku cry in KH4, well, no. None of us will be ready for that. Okay, alright, let's fucking... What if I drew some other stuff? See, I think if Riku's comfortable, he'll snark. But I feel like there's a lot of shit getting in the way for him. Like, there's a part where he's just kind of learned to be, like, not an asshole in public, just a bit. And, so now he can be, like, a general polite guy, right? But, like, if things weren't so depressing, if you weren't spending an entire year looking for Sora and dreaming, you know, about him, repeatedly looking for him while awake, while asleep, you know, then, like, I feel like maybe we'd have a little more or something there, but, like, you know. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Do you think Riku ugly cries? I think everybody ugly cries. I think sometimes you can have a cry where you just, you know, it's just a little bit of, like, tears and it's not super intense. And then when you're fucking crying, nobody looks good. Absolutely, there's nobody who can, like, cry really hard and not look ugly as fuck. Like, that's just the reality of, like, crying. So, like, yeah, he can ugly cry. Sora can ugly cry. It just depends on what's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe I should just keep this out here. It looks fine, but I think My brain's really just checking out on me here. Yeah, I don't think Riku's crying for any, like, simple, easy, like, nothing. Like, you gotta, like, wrench that shit out of him. And it's gotta be, like, the pits of fucking despair for him to finally, like, let any of that come out. It'll either be, like, the pits of despair or the happiest he's ever been in his fucking life. One or the other. And hey, you might get both, you know? Put myself to sleep. Okay, let's, makes me insane to think about. Me too. Oh, layer underneath. And what if... Make me cry if when Sora and Riku return home, Riku says, "We're home," to Sora with tears in his eyes. Let me raise you something I have thought about of, like, if for any reason, not that it wouldn't be Riku retrieving him, but if it were like Riku were to, like, arrive first or something. Like, this was in the context of I was thinking of, like, the KH3 ending and how they're on the beach and it was like, what are they looking at out there, right? But, like, I was thinking about this idea of, like, Sora finally returning, right? And however it would work, right, if, like, Riku were to be the one to greet him. And then you play on, like, the KH2 ending where it's like, oh, Sora originally says, he says, "We're back," and then Kairi says, "You're home." And then, like, Riku saying, like, "You're back." And then, like, Sora to him is like, "I'm home." It's him, he's home, that's the secret. And, like, just the idea of, like, oh, Riku would not be the one to be, like, presumptuous. It's not quite the word, but you know what I mean, where it's just like, oh, like, I feel like he would worry about being super intense. But, you know, like, he might play it safe in some regards, and then it's just like, no. Sora's like, no. You don't get to hold back on me. So, anyway, there you go, that's my thought. Oops. That's right. May as well. I've already drawn this, so I may as well just kind of go into it. There you go, you can have fun with that idea. like up here, right? And then I want the. Funnily, it's kind of the same angle as yesterday, but what are you gonna do? Dun, 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 dun. Which prompt did I go with? I guess, I don't know. It's just like I kind of drawing recoded and that's about it. Finishing your physics paper, God speed. Bye bye. Thank you for hanging out.
You. Ha. Get up. You. Ha. Get up. 走った曲がったそこら中駆け巡ってみた
Okay, what if it's like a bookshelf?
回した回った手当たり次第に転がした
It's data.
くっつけた組み込んだいろんなものをゲットしたはあカモン避けてみた逃げてみた勢い余って飛んでみた You ゲラ押してみた引いてみた力の限り投げてみたぶつかった弾かれたものすごい衝撃が走ったゴールは果てしなく遠かった進むことをやめなかったいつまでも転がし続けた人として大きく成長したいろんなことに気がついた
Wow, what if I used a ruler? But like, what if I didn't though? Huh.
くだらない悪意が影を潜めたチゲだファンキーだみんな黙って俺についてこいイエチゲだファンキーだみんな必死で俺についてこいカモンチゲだファンキーだみんな黙って俺についてこいイエチゲだファンキーだみんな必死で俺についてこいカモンチゲだファンキーだみんな黙って俺についてこいイエチゲだファンキーだみんな必死
I'm
で
gonna draw
俺
your
に
back.
つい
I'm
てこい
home.
カモン
Go for it.
ファンキーだみんな黙って俺についてこいイエチゲだファンキーだみんな必死で俺についてこいカモン
What So Riku's Keishu limit would count under the magic side of the prompt? Sure. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't it? Okay, I need to draw like an alright hand. Alright, 2 seconds. I need a brain break. I need to look at something else. I'll pull it up closer so it fills up more of the screen. This is fine. I'll just go with this. It looks cute. Hold on, I got a Pikmin reveal, okay? I'm opening a gift. Who is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Oh, cute! So, you can't see for shit, but it's a haircutting Pikmin. It's a yellow one, so it has a sparkly purple brush and pink scissors. Comb, I guess I should say. It's very fucking cute. Wow. I have another one. Hold on. Oh, I already have one of these, but it's still cute. Look, he's a bus. Look at that. Obviously, it's not... It's like blue, so it's not coming through, but you can see... Okay, let's see here. Come on, let me in. Bus Pikmin, bussy. I have 0 tries left. So sorry. Hold on. Why is it being so slow? Okay. Alright. Anyway, yes, bus Pikmin. If you... well, if you're playing Pikmin Bloom, it's basically like a very fancy step counter with Pikmin involved, where you get to collect cute little Pikmin. And they have, like, things attached to them. Not attached, but they're, like, carrying them around and stuff like that. So they're, like, depending on where you are in the world, or if you're, like, out, like, oh, I'm at a shopping center. There's a bunch of different kinds of shops out here. Like, you can get Pikmin that are, like, of different kinds. And once they hit a certain friendship level, they're like, I have to go on a journey back to where you found me. And you're like, okay, good luck, little guy. And then they run all the way out there, and then they come back, and then they have a little present, and then it's just like, yahoo! And they put their little thing on. the hat is here. Which also means I'm counting down my fucking time for how long I'll be able to wear it. I want to get even better at drawing hands. I want to not have to think about it. Hi. There's food? Thank you. What am I fucking drawing on? Where's this? Where the fuck? Excuse me. Ah, haha, there it is. Look how smuggy made Riku look. Yeah, well, he's endeared. That's the thing, is like he's always, forever, constantly so endeared by Sora. Like Sora's coming in here and he like just knocked over so many books and shit. And he's like, you know, and it's like, oh, okay. Unfortunately, incredibly affectionate. Oops. Uh-huh. Forever smitten, exactly. And it's like kind of annoying sometimes. Because it's so stupid, you know? It's so just like, he does fucking anything and Riku's kind of just like, oops. Ah, fuck. You know? It like doesn't matter what it is. And he's just like, God, Jesus Christ, can I just like catch a break? And he's like, what am I saying? I've never fucking caught a break. Like, not happening. Constant state of endearment. And he's just so painfully aware of it, you know? And he's just like, God damn it. Wrapped around his little finger, unfortunately. Haha, tutor agonist down bad for the protagonist. Fucking like, Okay, I need to fucking space this out just a little bit. Yo-ho. Come on. Come on. Around and then... There you go. Just good enough. Haha, I haven't saved yet. That's so funny. What is it? What am I calling this shit? I don't remember. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can clean a little bit of this stuff up. That's okay. Oops. Oh, that's on the same level on accident. Bunch of ones and zeros, so look like somebody you know. Yeesh. Wrong ass fucking layer. Over and over again. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Someone's gotta put a timer on so we can just scream at you. That's fair. Oh, there's food upstairs and I'm so tired. Why today am I so tired? I don't know why. I like slept okay. Maybe it's just one of those days. Not every day is gonna be 100%. You know what I mean? Sometimes you take your meds. Sometimes you kind of do everything right. And yet. I mean, that's fine. This doesn't have to be incredible. It's just what it is. I don't even think it's bad. It's just like, I think, yeah, I was really setting myself up here. when I was really going unintentionally hog. Just because I had ideas and I was making them happen. You know what I mean? This is the wrong fucking layer, my god. Not that it's like so deathly important, but like... But I might end up stopping stream so I can eat and then just figure out what's going on with why I'm so fucking sleepy. You know what I mean? What's up with that? It might be like, maybe I'll just shade with some tones or something and then post it. I need to make his chin smaller. His jaw. Okay, I might not finish this one on stream, but I am gonna pick it up afterwards, but I need to eat. And like die or something, but I am posting this tonight. It's not happening because I have to keep going. But I did draw the majority of it, so okay, that's fine. I just drew sub Data Boys. That's basically it. Yeah, hopefully the food picks me up. I might have an energy drink with it and see what it does for me and just see if I can like come back because I'm just fucking sleepy. It's so annoying. I want to do shit. This is 2.5. This would be shorter than the other ones, which is funny because I was like, I can take my time. It's a longer one. I started like right when I intended to, you know, and now I'm just like, I'm dying. But I have been streaming like since Saturday, I guess. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's streamed 3 days in a row. It's just kind of tiring, I guess. I suppose. I don't feel like it's the streaming that's making me tired. I think it's like it might just be like I'm just understimulated and I'm drawing and I'm like trying to draw and I like can't push through like the shit at the front of my brain. That's my assumption. So it might be like I'll have a little brain break by doing something else. I'll feel better and then I'll come back and then I'll just like slap some little tones just to make it easier to read. And then just post it and be like, yeah, today was like a simple day, but like, you know, we got data. They're doing stuff. Like Riku's reading and they're looking at, I imagine they're in the Hollow Bastion library. That's my thoughts, right? And then like Sora's not much for it, but he's like, you know, he's fucking around, he's hanging around, and then he's maybe done something and he's coming to tell him and it's whatever, it's fine. It's cute. It doesn't have to be. This is the one where I guess it's like within my comfort zone because it's just like some lines that I'm drawing their faces and as opposed to the days before where I was like, okay, let's do like more than that. Let me look at what tomorrow's is. See if I can get some ideas. Ooh, salvation and sacrifice? That's juicy. Okay, I'm looking forward to that actually. I think that'll be good. Martyr, savior, to heal, to hurt. One for all and all for one. That's a good one. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. But we'll try it. We'll try it. Well, I think tomorrow will be better. Hopefully. Good break is needed. Yeah, that's true. How disappointing. I couldn't get it done on stream, but it's basically done. I should be saying that, like, I'll probably just put some little books in the back and then, like, just put, like, a tone and then, you know. It's just a cute, you take a cute Soriku. Done. There. Okay? Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me while I was incredibly tired. And we had fun talking. I could always come back and stream some more. I could just record it. Actually, that's a good idea. If I wanted to, I'd just be like, hey, look at this. I got really tired, but I finished it. And then I, like, slapped it onto the end of the recording. That's not bad. That's something I could always try. Like a little sped up little drawing thing. You know, people like speed drawings. They like to watch that stuff. I could always try. Right? Yeah. Anyway, okay. I'm eepy sleepy. I'm gonna go take care of that. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is just gonna have to do for today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you for your patience. Oh my god. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. See ya. Bye-bye.